So I woke up this morning, my car wouldn't start. I got a cup of coffee and called my friend to ask if he could come jump the car. He showed up and we jumped the car, and there was something happened. There was like an electrical response. And then when we unplugged the cables, nothing. So we plugged them back in, and then still nothing. So I called AAA. They're on their way. I went into Planet Fitness, called my mom. I played a game of Settlers of Catan. And then I walked out of Planet Fitness and I saw there was a AAA building right across the parking lot. So I went in there and I was like, can you guys, do you have any, like, this is my situation. Do you have anything to offer? Like, what do you think of this? And they're like, yeah, they'll just show up when they show up. People, the AAA that agent that I called, I was like, all right, whatever. I wanted them to be like, oh yeah, we'll send a guy over right now. But I don't know that they had any people to send over. I don't know, I just made myself available for that offering. It's okay that nothing filled that space, because I have an agent on the way already. The only trouble is that they were like, all right, we're sending someone. And then they're like, okay, the estimate is 60 minutes. And then they're like, okay, the estimate is 90 minutes. Like 30 minutes later. I'm like, okay, I guess it just wait, be patient until the next thing shows up. So I got some soup that I want to eat. I had some crackers and some Hershey Kisses with my crackers. So probably have this can of soup, and then maybe go back into Planet Fitness. Definitely want to fill up my water bottle. I haven't had very much to drink today. I want to take a shower and stretch and lift weights. My Fitbit is telling me that I shouldn't lift weights for my cardiovascular health. I'm heeding its suggestions. But if tomorrow it also tells me I should lift weights, it's been 3 days of it telling me that I shouldn't lift weights. So tomorrow I'm gonna lift weights whether it tells me not to or if it tells me that I can. So, because I'm getting antsy to lift some weights. Just feels really good. And it feels good like lasting into the days following. So I like to give myself a blessing, with your permission, well, somewhat, Fitbit. But not showering because I don't want to be in the shower and get the call that the AAA has arrived, because I don't know when it'll arrive. I have no idea. I want to shower. I don't want to shower. I want to eat this soup. I want to have some liquid. I want to lift. I want to have live stream. Like and subscribe. And if I get 6 more subscribers, I can have this camera on live while I just do nothing through the day, and I can feel like constant reflective presence, at least in this phone. So that's nice. Not that anyone has been watching to hear my message to subscribe. So maybe I'll post some shorts. Those seem to get more views if I want subscribers, so I can live stream. Anyway, that's been my morning. Hey, so I had that soup. It's been a few hours. I had those crackers. A few more Hershey Kisses left. The AAA guy showed up. He jumped my car. I don't know what he did that was different from what my friend did earlier this morning, but he jumped it and it turned on, and then I drove it around a little bit. I got some gas. Hopefully the 12-volt battery is thoroughly charged. It's charging right now. I have the car on. I'm about to go take that shower that I wanted. I still am about to also get some water into my water bottle with some electrolytes. Highlight of my right now. Highlight of my right now. Yeah. I am gonna ask my mom if I can borrow her jump pack. It's like this battery with jumper cables that I can charge, and then if I need to jump my car, I can cable into my car and then press a button, and then the car turns on. Hopefully. Assuming the problem is just a 12-volt, dead 12-volt. I think tomorrow, or maybe later today also, once my 12-volt is more fully charged, I'll go into the diagnostic menu and see the 12-volt health. Because hopefully, I mean, I still don't know why I woke up this morning and my car was off, battery dead. I don't know how that happened. I'm hoping that I accidentally left the car on ACC mode last night before I went to sleep and slept with it like that, and it just drained it. I hope that was the issue, because that's just me making a clear mistake that I know how to fix in the future. Whereas if the car was off and the 12-volt battery drained, then there's a deeper issue that I'm unaware of right now. But I'll get there when I get there. Yeah, so one step at a time. I'm just rolling with the punches today. Having a lovely time with it. My AAA guy, Andrew, was a joy. He was kind of grumpy. But I was so thrilled when he could get the car to start that he cracked a smile for me. So that was something to see. Probably won't record another video today. I might record a short with some sort of instruction. I saw that my short I uploaded with some instruction about what I do as a sort of spiritual practice got a lot more traction than when I just updated on what I've been doing in my life. So I might create some thought about what someone else should do based on what I've been doing. What are my options? I don't know. It's what stands out in my mind so clearly is renunciation immediately. Just because my life is like this renunciate, bright, clear renunciate example. Like that's even just looking at my car. I'm like, oh yeah, like that's it. That's all I've got right now. So it really stands out as something to sort of suggest based on experience. Why you should move into your car and give up worldly possessions. That almost seems so futile. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No. Like, for me, yes, that's my truth that I live. But for you, I mean, I guess if that's your cup of tea, but like that's not the world's cup of tea. The world's cup of tea. I was talking with my therapist the other day, and I was talking about my intentional life of minimalism and renunciation. And she was like, yeah, like one of my clients actually was just telling me how they're a maximalist. They're not a minimalist, they're a maximalist. And they have intentionally and orderly accumulated as their life. And I was like, yeah, wow, like that's a real trend that I notice in the world. Like that's really, not only is it a real trend that I notice in the world, but it seems to be celebrated. And that's sort of the traditionally stereotypically correct path in this world we live in. Like, accumulate as much as you can, become as big as you can, and do it in a smart and orderly way, like Jeff Bezos. Okay. And then you'll be happy and good and loved. But I don't buy that. Not even a little bit. It just, what I've experienced from having increasingly less and less sense of self, the opposite of accumulating sense of self, as I've had more and more, less and less. Okay, that's awesome. I've felt better and better. That's good stuff. And get yours at 1-800 more is worse, less is better .com. Okay. All right, but I mean sincerely, that's been my experience. And there really is like this sort of unspeakable sense of freedom and space that emerges that I experience as I close in my my sense of self, as it gets clearer and clearer, and then intentionally smaller and smaller, and that sensation gets more and more expansive and apparent and accessible. I just keep saying that over and over again. And then that manifests it materially over and over again. And then that feeling actually also is there. So that becomes its own like beautiful loop, and it's all inspired by like the Buddhist teaching. So, you know, and even if I forget to tell myself over and over of this truth, then I can just fall back on the Buddhist teaching, and it's, you know, right there waiting for me to remember. And then I'm like, okay, like renunciation, I do that. Renunciation, I feel this after having done that. Maybe that resonates with you. Maybe that's not your cup of tea, you know? Like, I can't know for someone else. I can just know from what has happened. So yeah, hopefully I'll upload those shorts, maybe a snippet of something I just said, and then I'll upload this video. So namaste. I feel a sneeze coming on. I've heard namaste my ass at home. Namaste on this path. That's awesome.